I got you dripping in Christian Dior. Whatever you want, girl, the world is yours. Fucking you good till that pussy gets soft. Loving me good, you saying I'm bored. Yeah. You know you my new boo. Pull up in that new coupe. Oh, you bad just like no. I'm loving how you move. I love the things you do. Put a spell on me, voodoo. Girl, I'm loving how you move. Oh, you know you my new boo. I got you dripping in Christian Dior. Whatever you want, girl, the world is yours.
What's happening, y'all? It's your girl Niche here to give y'all top tier advice on how to build positive relationships and making sure y'all out here playing the game right.
Yo, it's your boy Mel Love. I'm here to just give you premium insight on what to do to not get played.
And this is Relationship Podcast.
What's up, twin?
Ain't nothing, twin. Still, you know, life honestly has been lifing. But I'm blessed and I'm a firm believer that whatever's meant for me is going to be for me, and God is never going to let me miss that.
Okay.
Mm.
That was right too. Right. That's how you feel.
That's how I feel.
No, it lust be in the air though, because it's lifing. It is.
It's lifing.
It's a lot on the plate, but you know, I don't do no complaining.
No, I don't.
But yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, it's okay. We on the same.
Yeah,
frequency.
I think yeah, like you said, it's in the air. Everybody I talk to is like same thing.
Yeah, it ain't it right now.
Nah.
It
business
can
is
get
crazy
better.
right now. Like my business is crazy right now.
Well, that's good.
Not a good crazy.
Not a good crazy. All right.
No.
And you said business. You know, business.
Business go up and down, fluctuates.
It does.
You know
all right.
Take the good.
Did you get
bad.
the new property you was looking?
Business is crazy right now.
We talk about that later.
Okay. Like I gotta take a sip of water on that one.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna talk about that off camera, but yeah.
So we back with another episode. And today's topic is gonna be real interesting.
I think so.
I don't see how it could be controversial, but then I can, because it's a matter of if people are telling the truth when we get into it, you know what I mean? Because we always got our opinions, but talking about it and now thinking about it, because me and Tyler were speaking when you was downstairs about the different scenarios that can go along with our topic, and
you want to announce it?
Oh yeah, we can talk about it. So today we're gonna talk about women that deal with.
No. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about who would you consider to be worse?
Oh.
The woman, the deadbeat dad, or the woman who dates him?
Oh, okay. So that's where we is at. So we gonna edit all this out.
Great.
Because I was about to say women that deal with the deadbeats, but it's we consider it to
be worse, a deadbeat dad or the woman who lay down with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. So there we go. You said it, and me and Tyler had a conversation. It still makes sense though because of the different ways you could look at it. So you can start though.
Whoa. So this topic right here, I feel like it's gonna be like, I feel like it's going to be controversial. First of all, you got the deadbeat dads that's always rallying up together. like
rallying up is crazy.
Yeah, because it's like they just validate each other's traumas. Like no one's saying, bro, we really need to take care of these kids. Like, you know, everybody's just validating each other's trauma. Like nothing should ever matter when it comes to taking care of your kids. I don't care what it is. Like jump through, if you're going to jump through any hoop of fire, it should be for your child.
I agree.
Now, when we come to the topic, who do we consider to be worse? The deadbeat dad or the woman that dates him? I'm going to say that any woman that lays down with any man who doesn't take care of his children 100% to his capability is trifling. She's a trifling female. And that's it ain't no way to persuade me otherwise. Because you laying down with a man, especially if you have children.
Mm-hmm.
If you have children, then it's like it's even worse because you know the sacrifices, you know the time that's sacrificed, you know the hard work that's put in to take care of these children. You know the need of wanting and needing a break you know the financial difficulties that, you know, another woman goes through, and you lay down with this man and call him your man, allow him to take care of your children and your household, but you don't demand, because that's what you either not going to be here if you're dealing with me and you're not taking care of your children, or I'm going to demand that you take care of them. I don't care if I got to step in and be the woman who navigates that to happen. Maybe y'all can't get along. I don't care about none of that. None of that don't matter to me. These children is what matters. The outcome and the upbringing of the children is what matters. Now, a female that's laying down with a guy that don't take, she's just,
No, that's nasty.
That's nasty to me.
That's nasty work for sure.
It's nasty to be a deadbeat dad, period. But to tolerate and condone someone not taking care of their children, I don't care. Somebody might say, "Well, they ain't got nothing to do with me." How? How you laying down with a man and him taking care of his children don't have nothing to do with you?
Yeah, it got everything to do with you. Because
you're doing the act to potentially have a child.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For him to play another deadbeat too.
Yeah.
So how can you not have nothing to do with it?
And then to be like sort of like brainwashed into whatever he's telling you, right? To actually 100% believe it and think that you couldn't possibly be the next victim is crazy.
But it's crazy because
you know what I mean? Like,
it'd be the Same female that doesn't stand up for the next female for him to take care of the children, have a child by. He plays the same role with her. Now they want to go build forces together as baby moms.
Right.
To root on how bad of a baby father he is.
Right.
When he done showed you who he was from the beginning.
Right.
That is insane to me.
No, that is. That's a sign of crazy to me. Sure.
Like,
different level.
Now both of y'all agree that he a deadbeat dad, but he done showed he was a deadbeat dad to this lady. What you thought you had a super grip and you was gonna make him change?
I mean, because then if you look at it, you're dealing with this guy for years, say 3 years in. You don't notice that you don't see the kids in 4 or 5 months. You don't see the kids. He don't talk about them much. Might mention the baby mom, or she bitter. Because then, like I was saying, we was having a conversation. Okay, we don't know what he's telling her, right? But that's only to a certain extent, because
I'm gonna let you finish.
It's only so much that somebody should be able to tell you before you feel like I'm gonna go and do my own homework and figure this shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly where I was going with it. Because I'm investigating.
Because at this point now,
I'm figuring
you're
it out.
telling me anything now, I'm just
you're not just going to tell me anything.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? So
I need to know. Let me talk to her.
Yeah.
Let me figure out what's going on. Let's meet up.
Yeah, let's do that. Because we adults. We should be able to meet up with. We don't know each other like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It should be like, let's see what's really going on.
At the end of the day, baby girl, I'm trying to give you a break.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm trying to get some money in your pocket.
And so some people call this the scary part, because some girls do make it hell on earth for the men to be fathers, right? And like we said, that's still not an excuse, because it's certain things that you just have to do and sacrifice in order to win over for these kids. But another thing, devil's advocate, the system is already against the men in that area, right? When it comes to, they call it domestic, right? When it comes to the child and the well-being of a child, they always side with the women. Most states, because different laws in different states, but if we speaking about Pennsylvania, it's very, very hard for a father to go against a woman in court and win, unless I've seen it firsthand. Good fathers lose in court every day, just based off of lies that the women told. Like, and the only time that I've seen a man win is like the woman was like a drug addict. Or completely homeless, and that's the only time it was like an easy win for a guy. Like, other than that, they go through hell.
Is this after or before she went down for child support?
What do you mean?
Is this the man initially taking the step of getting custody of his child?
Oh yeah, this was like, so I know 2 cases firsthand. It didn't work out between them as a couple, with the child being early on, and he noticed he noticed the behavior that was happening, you know, turning off the kid phone, keeping him away, only allowing when she wanted to allow, for him to see those things. So when he noticed early on, I'm talking like within the first year of the child being born, is when he got on the ball with it. But it's just a bunch of lies and stuff. Like even like when you take receipts down there, they don't care no more. I heard that was a thing back in the day.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is this a man that went to court?
Yeah, like he filed.
Yeah, he filed.
Yeah, he took her to court. He filed for was it 50-50?
Yeah, joint custody.
That's joint custody. He filed for that. Right? And still lost because she had a home. The judge felt like the child should spend more time with the mother. And that's just what it was.
No, I'm
like,
not
it was crazy.
Because I know in some cases that's like that. But I also feel as though that a lot of men in our generation, they're street motivated. I run into a lot of men who feel like they're ratting if they go to court. And this is this
like family court?
Like, yeah, like if like I ain't going to cops, I ain't calling the cops.
Yeah, that's crazy to
like,
think. I mean, yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
That's crazy.
I feel like a lot of men don't want obligation. That's the easy way out, to say, oh, my baby mom is bitter or she hard to deal with.
Yeah. We know that. Men are lazy.
So
and they don't like responsibility.
I also feel as though that it shouldn't take anyone or any type of motivation for you to take care of your child.
No, absolutely not.
It shouldn't take a woman that's in your life to arrange things. That should be that should be something that you want to do.
That's now for me. I'm jumping on I'm going at the men with this one because, like you said, you feel like the women, and I highly agree with you. You got to be a different type of person, to lay down with a guy who don't take care of his kids, right? Because you're just accepting everything.
Can I say something first? Because I want to piggyback, and it's kind of contradicting, but it's just case by case scenario, I guess. Because I have seen the guy who works hard to try to see his children, and once a female moves, some females, like of course some females, move on, get another husband, they feel as though that the husband is the father figure. They exiting you out of everything. They're not including you in nothing. You try to reach out, meetups, they don't come to, things like that. Like, so I have witnessed that as also, like, a dad not give up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, not give up. Like, so
it's heartbreaking to me.
It's heartbreaking. I watch it
especially when
like,
you got so like such a low percentage of fathers who are like that.
Yeah.
So when you see certain cases like that, it's heartbreaking for me.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Crazy.
So I'm gonna give those women a pass that date men who is going through that type of situation.
Yeah, because essentially he's still not seeing his kids.
He's still not seeing his kids. He's still not getting them.
Oh, at that point, really, the only thing he really doing is giving up money, because I'm sure he's
paying child support. Yeah, he's paying child support. So it's just
paying money to somebody.
You see him actively get on that phone.
You
know what I'm saying? FaceTiming his kids. You see the call get declined. You know what I'm saying? Like he calling. He's texting to set up me. You see this, like you actively see him trying to be a father. I can give those women a pass.
It brings tears to your eyes. It's a guy I know that can't even pick his child up from daycare because the mom didn't put his
name and
information down as a parent or emergency contact.
And what do you think that stemmed from?
Honestly,
yeah,
from my experience in life, what I can say is that I can honestly say from my experience, again, a lot of women do become bitter over certain situations. And when I say bitter, we all know women like things to go their way. We can put that out there, right? if things don't go a certain way for a woman, the world can be flipped upside down. That's
For
just
some.
for majority, for most. It can we not agree on that?
I can't because I'm not that.
Okay.
Mm.
We'll let our audience discuss this. When
I'm
we
not
talk
that.
about it. We can talk about that.
I think it's the way I always bring it back to foundation, the way you was raised.
That's true. No, it's true. But most of us come from broken homes.
Mm-hmm.
The statistics show that. You can look at the demographics. Not a lot of us come from a full family home.
Not at all.
Right. But the ones that
I can just go outside. Look at the
ones that do, you could tell though. You know what I mean? You could tell. It was more, you could tell it was stable at home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, I think that women have a hard, all right, this is what it is. Because again, this is our show. We the experts. So women love closure and understanding, even if it has to end.
Right.
We talked about this before. Men lack communication. And they don't know how to communicate. So when things go sour, men run from that because men don't know how to communicate they're done in a mature
way. They don't.
So they'll go ghost. They'll just leave. They'll do something, and it makes a woman furious because she won't understand.
That's good.
You get what I'm saying, Twin? So now, not only is that, now you got this child involved. The child makes it even worse because the man already isn't a man because he wasn't raised properly. He has, his values is all wrong, like you just said. What you say in the beginning?
Street motivated.
Street motivated. When you street motivated, you don't have the qualities of being a good father because we didn't come from that because you wouldn't have been street motivated.
Exactly.
So him not already knowing how to be a father and a broken relationship coming from a broken home. Men learn from women how to love. So now when you not dealing with this woman that you love and you don't know how to communicate with her properly, you running from her and that situation. So now you're not even going to take care of this kid because now you feel like
the kid is
dealing with the kid
is
attached to the situation. So you running from both essentially. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So here we are. That's another statistic.
And then men already have the nature, in my opinion, of just not wanting to be controlled and not wanting to have any type of obligations, regardless if it's taking care of a child or going into a job. They'd rather go out there and get it. Anyway, it don't even have to be illegally, but they'd rather have a hustle than have a job.
As long as somebody's not telling them what to do.
Somebody's not telling them what to do. And I 100% agree with you because women do like closure, and most of the time, men do run. They do run from having that difficult conversation, and which I really don't even understand how you consider yourself to be adult when you don't want to have adult conversations. And it probably will be better if men just give them closure, because once a woman becomes bitter and scorned, she starts to use the child as a pawn to be able to get back at you, because she can't get back at you in a relationship sense anymore because y'all don't have that.
That's the first thing. The first thing that most women go for is child support.
Because you financially fucks with a man's pockets.
And you know why they don't go right for custody? Because most men don't even want the custody anyway. So they got to hit you somewhere else where it would hurt at. Most men put money first.
It's that ego thing.
Exactly. So
make them broke.
That's why it's always child support court first. And then custody will follow. So they want to hit you with child support to see if you'll fall in line. Since you don't want to have this conversation, all right, let me get this money. Right? Fall in line. Right. Now you want to listen to what I got to say. Whole time they just want closure.
Right. For you to just have a conversation with them and tell them why you left or why you did what you did. Even if it's not, give them the truth. Even if it's not what they want to hear, they still can have some, something. They're not giving themselves their own answers.
Yes. Because even with that, a little bit of closure comes that conversation with how we are going to take care of this child.
Yeah, how we going to move forward.
All right, listen, we don't have to be together. All right, y'all had that conversation on why it's not a thing anymore, why we fell out of love, whatever the case may be.
I don't see a female that you had this conversation where she just might just be thrown off, like she just 2 cans short of the 6-pack. If you had this conversation with her, you tell her, you sit her down, you let her know this isn't working for me. I tried to do different things, to make it work, but I'm not happy, and I don't want to move forward. If we can do X, Y, Z, what I'm saying, to move forward with the child, and y'all have this conversation, like y'all literally have this conversation. How's she tripping?
Yeah, I don't see
What's
it.
she tripping about? Like,
because we already discussed.
We already discussed,
It's not about us no more.
And you stick to the plan.
Yeah, let's create a plan for this
Financially,
child.
the time we picked them up and all that stuff. What y'all tripping about?
Yeah, because again, it's just a mature conversation. Hopefully, we are saying the things that can help somebody, because initially we dealing with each other. We know each other's finances.
Mhm.
We know what time we have, right? As far as one another, right? Now, when you're apart from each other, it might be more, it might be less, but essentially it's a conversation, because it's like, all right, I know what you make, you know what I make. What's needed from me when I'm not in the house to continue to take care of the child the way we already been doing? Because, and then, and it might help men in most cases, really, because I'm a full-time dad myself. I got 4 kids, 3 of them live with me. I don't spend thousands of dollars a month on 3 of my kids that live with me. You get what I'm saying?
No, I know.
So it don't cost
It's not
thousands.
that hard.
It's not at all.
It's just same thing like I said about my father. It's the decision.
Yeah.
It's the decision if you're going to be there or not.
Exactly.
Because when you all in, you all in.
Yeah.
Most men want to tiptoe on fatherhood.
Yeah. You can't. It's too much, and it's so much to learn. You're always learning as a parent. My mom told me, even now, I'm 35 years old. My mom still learned things about me. She's amazed about things that I do and what I think. You know what I mean? Right. So it's it never stops.
Right.
So you can't tiptoe. You
get left. I think a lot of deadbeat dads stem from financial stability. A man is going to run. He's not going to look a female in the face and tell her he don't have it.
I agree.
He going to tell her, I'm going to get it, or I'm going to work on it. He's not going to look and say, I'm broke. I can't buy it.
I seen the broken men do it.
When they down that bad.
Down bad.
When they down that bad, and it's basically they asking for help at this point.
I seen a few of that.
But a man that's just out here that don't have the best financial stability, especially if his priorities is not in line. Because that'd be a lot of the issue. Because a guy have a regular job, and he'll put going on dates and tricking women before helping her with the tuition, or helping the child out. Priorities is just not in line. That child is last.
Yeah.
So you don't blew all your bread. You don't blew your whole check on tricking, going out the bars all weekend, buying a fresh leg, getting your whole self together.
Insane.
And then she'll call her, ask you something, and if you had it, you would, but you don't. And you can't say that.
And there's no other way to put it, because you have to make that sacrifice as a parent.
Yeah. But that's the thing. When you're not a full-time father, guys don't give up 100% of their 50%. They don't. It's just like the mom is, if the mom.
And moms do it all the time.
How many times?
All the time.
How many times have you had a situation where the mom can't find a babysitter or something like that, right? And she'll call the dad, and dad can be doing bullshit at a cookout, tricking, doing whatever he doing. Figure it out. He ain't coming. If it was the other way around, she gotta drop everything she's doing.
Yeah.
To go tend to that child.
Yeah.
But a father that's putting up 100% of his 50%, yeah, he's leaving.
So do you think that is why? You think the system knows these type of things, and that's why they side with the women more? Because the system is one-sided. And I don't know if it's by default. I don't know if it's by past cases or what it is.
I think that it's probably the majority of people that walk into that courtroom. The majority of the men that walk into that courtroom is not up to par.
That's what it is.
It's just not up to par.
It's a lack of.
It's like I can name, honestly, without my siblings, because my both of my brothers are amazing fathers.
Mm-hmm.
That's their kids. You understand what I mean? Like that's their kids. Like that's how they got mothers. Of course, they got mothers, beautiful mothers. But the role that they play, that's their kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's like, so without my father and my siblings, I could probably name 5 men that I know that stand up fathers.
Mm-hmm. That's sad.
It's sad
because you're mid-30s and you saying only a handful you can name. That's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's sad, but it's true.
I can name more people that play a deadbeat role or who has excuses. I'm talking about all the way up until men that's in their 50s. I can name who got excuses. You know what kills me? When a man start acting like a child doesn't have the right to be upset, disappointed, or angry at them when they get to a certain age, when they can speak up for themselves and they start telling them the truth about themselves, and then they call it to being disrespectful. You have the audacity to be able to call someone disrespectful that crazy. You have never laid a hand or played a part in raising. Now you're upset with this child and I don't fuck with them because they disrespectful. You have never been there.
Yeah, you're a stranger.
Who are you?
You know what I mean? Like, they don't know you enough to respect
give you that amount of respect.
Like, it's a certain amount of respect that you get as a person, but you can't come in with no type of authority
or entitlement
or just because you are a biological father.
No,
that means nothing.
You earned that title.
Yeah, you have to actually be there. That comes from the experience. You got to go through these life changes.
Come on, man.
And experiences with these kids from however old up until however old. Like, it means a lot to do that. And kids don't forget anything.
Like, come on, man.
Kids don't forget nothing.
I don't care about what nobody says. It's your fault.
Yeah. That's why
if y'all's relationship is torn, it's your fault.
It is. And like we said, it's a small percentage of guys who is just lost in the mix because of the system, but it's not a lot of them.
It's a small few of cases that I can say, oh, like, no, that child, they just disrespectful. Like, you feel me? Yeah. That's why they, but most of it stems from trauma.
Yeah.
Some type of neglect.
Yeah.
They missing something. They trying to fill the void in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you was a deadbeat dad and now they're an adult.
It's really nothing.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Then you want them to come with that level of respect, like, oh yeah, I'm your dad.
Yeah, nah, it's not happening. And this is why. So this was why, to my point, I was going to go opposite of what you said about who was worse.
Mm-hmm.
When you said the girl, me personally, I say the man. Because like I highly agree with what you said about the women. I'm 100% on board with you with that. But for me as a man, to be out here and not have a whole a life, a human being that you're responsible for, and you can go months and weeks without communication or just anything, like, and just out here, and you just don't even, it's like you don't even know that you have a child. Like, for anybody to know you as a man and don't know that you even have a child is crazy to me. And that's the worst type of person in my eyes. I think I can't trust you. I feel like you're nothing to a person, because what are you here for? You decided to create a human being and then abandon it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I'm shaking your hand. We can't be friends. I don't want to be in the same area as you. I think that's worse than like telling.
I think it just speaks so loud.
Yeah.
Of who you are.
Everybody be hype on the
on
rats.
A lot of different levels.
Everybody want to be like, oh, he told, and I don't care about none of that. I want to be let's expose the deadbeats.
Yes.
Like, because the men walking around out here are still getting money, and all the girls
and it be those.
Yeah, I'm cool.
That's why I said they be the ones who priorities be super jacked. They still be chasing something. they still chasing a lifestyle, or they trying to chase who they want to be.
Hey, that shit
Because
over.
at a certain age, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you just
You
walk,
gonna be
you just out here.
Man, it's so bad, man. When you was talking, I was just thinking about a friend had told me a story that something that she had went through, well, with her baby father. And so the baby father is crazy because the baby father doesn't play a role in the child's life at all, but the mother does. The grandmother.
Okay. It's a lot of cases
The
like
grandmother plays a huge role, has a room at her house and everything, right? So the father comes to the mother house one day. The child comes downstairs. He looks at his mother and say, "Who that?"
That's crazy.
She said, "What?" He said, "Who that?" She said, the mom said she told the baby mom, "I ain't even say nothing to him. I just walked away." And he was like, "What you, like, what's up? Like, who that?"
And that's his son.
No, that was his daughter.
I mean, that's his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Who that is crazy.
Yeah. Who that? Ain't seen the child in that long. She done grew that big. You don't even know who the child is.
What are you on this earth for? That's why
mind you is in no type of hardship. Like you good.
And then it's
you playing house over here with this trifling ass bitch.
She
nasty. You don't even know who your daughter is. You over here playing house with her and her kids.
Like, and then who's his friends? Because they just as worse.
That's what I said. Other deadbeats. Yeah. Validating his trauma, saying,
Ain't no way.
You good, bro. My baby mom do the same thing. They'll figure out, they'll know we love them when they get older.
What? That's why I don't get it. I don't understand like society and how they just blow certain things up like that they want. Like, it's like the men are more concerned about with who's telling and who's gay versus who's taking care of their kids.
Female shit.
I see it so much.
Female shit.
Oh, he a rat. Oh, he told. Oh, you hanging with a rat. Oh, y'all women.
But you won't say you hanging with a deadbeat. He's standing right next to you.
You got a whole child. I see you walk around with Gucci's but your kids.
I just saw your baby mom. I just bought your baby mom some New Balances when we was in Snipes. I just bought your son some sneakers. I'll just bought your son some sneakers. I just ran to see your baby mom in Snipes.
I be trying to figure it out.
Ate up off the shoes.
I be trying to figure it out because it's like, why is the narrative? Why are we so much invested with who gay or who told on somebody?
Shit don't matter.
Listen, if somebody told on somebody, that's a street thing. Let the streets handle that. Y'all, most people speaking on these street things never even been in the streets or got out early because they knew it wasn't for them. Ooh. And if it ain't for you and you got out early or if you never was in it, why are you speaking on it?
People was more invested in Diddy case.
Yeah, like
than what's going on in their child's school.
Like everybody journalists.
Right? Like, bro, I don't even be understanding what's going on.
Like it just bothers me that so many men, mostly men, because women do it too, but I feel like that's what girls do. Girls are newsy. They talk about everything. Mm-hmm. They gossip. Yeah. Right? But for us as men, why are we concerned with who he told? That's on him. If you come from that, then I can see why you in it. But you gotta have that same energy about the deadbeats. Yeah. Because there'd be a lot of these rappers.
They validated,
these hood guys that I be seeing in pictures with these other guys, and because I calls it out. I call them out. If I ever get around a deadbeat, you gonna know. I'm pointing you out. I'm gonna say something to you about it. Where your kids at? Mm-hmm. Yo, I just seen your daughter. Her jeans, they not fitting. They dirty. What you doing? Like, yeah, I'm one of them. And
it kills me the most, bro. It burns me up the most when the guys that put so much, attention on material things and, what they drive and, the chain and all that stuff, like all that stuff. Man, I see them and be knowing, like, real inside that they do not take you. I'm talking about not a lick, not a phone call, not a drop off, not a pickup. Don't know their size. Don't know if they got braces. Don't know if they need braces. Like, they don't know nothing about this child. I'm talking about nothing about this child. And then you'll say something to it, and then they act like they want to get an attitude, like they got the right to even be up. Like, what are you, who?
Nigga, I'm mad at you.
What are you
What
talking
you mad
about?
for? You've been living a free life without taking no responsibilities. That's what it burns me out. It grinds my gears. But then it's like, so back to what we were saying earlier with the women, right? Why do we think, why would you think that these women are really dealing with these men? Why they housing them? Because that's what's really going on. Why you think they housing the deadbeats? Because you said earlier, I think it was off air. I don't know if we was on air, but you said women fall in love with potential.
Mm-hmm.
What potential could she possibly see in that situation?
Whatever.
You think like
I done made up my last relationship, child. That was so long ago. When I was in my 20s, and it was like my first real relationship, this nigga was broke. I was buying this nigga wardrobes and everything.
like he ain't have a job?
Like, nigga ain't have a job. Nigga have an inspiring rapping career.
How? Where was the money coming from?
I don't know. It was a lot of finesse. So I ain't gonna put too much out there because I know he gonna be hot when he see this. But I can give him two shits on one damn.
He know who he is.
He know who he is. A lot of people know who he is. Only had one real relationship with a man. Shit, like, but anyway, yeah, that nigga was broke, and I did him challenge it that I ain't buy his winter wardrobe, and used to cash him out and let him use my car and stuff. That because I saw potential in him way more than he seen in himself.
You saw it as a rapper?
No, I just saw him as being a man. I seen him having the potential of being a real man. And what? I must have had some mega glasses on or something, you heard me? 80 eyeglasses was changing that nigga form for me.
So how long was you in this situation?
Oh, man. Too long.
Because you kinda added to the fire. You added fuel to the fire.
Long. I did. And I was not always this niche.
Okay.
I was weak at one point in time. I was gullible
we
at
all
one point
come
in
a
time.
long way.
You know what I mean?
We all come a long way.
Like, so, yeah.
Was he a father?
Yes.
At the time?
Yes.
What was his fatherhood like being broke? Because you could still be a father and be broke. Was you nasty niche at that time too? Was you?
No, because he used to get a son. No, I ain't
okay.
like he used to get a son.
Okay.
I just wasn't able to narrate that as much because the baby mom hated me. But he used to get a son.
How was his communication?
What?
Why you think?
It has to been poor because
why you think the baby mom hated you?
Because he was a cheater. He was telling her that he was going to build a life with them and have a picket fence to live happily ever after. He cheated with you? He cheated with all of us. We was all in it together.
Okay.
No, yeah, I was in a relationship with him. Yeah, so he was cheating on me, still giving her sweet nothings, but not giving her anything, but still giving her hope. When you want to go back and, have sex with her or so whatever like that. Yeah, he was dipping in that, but he had a lot of people confused and lying and, taking our options off the table. On top of being broke. That's what always gets me. Yeah,
being broke don't help nothing.
That's what always gets me.
Because a lot of the times, a lot of women put up with stuff. But he
wasn't broke yet. I'm going to give him this. I'm going to give him grace. When I met him, he wasn't broke.
No, ain't no grace.
I'm gonna give him grace because he wasn't. I'm not going to sit there and paint that picture for those who actually really know who I'm talking about. He was not broke when I met him. He was not.
So when you met him, he wasn't broke.
He wasn't broke. He had money.
Good.
He was doing good. He had money. So he was able to do things for me, and I wasn't doing for him, and stuff like that. And then, he stopped doing what he was doing to earn money.
Okay.
And that's when the broke.
Trying to change his life.
Wanted to be a rapper. And yeah, he wasn't corny. Not at all. I'm not even gonna say that.
I ain't gonna say you.
No, he had potential to be a rapper.
That's why you believed him.
No, I just believed in him, period. You feel me? I believe that he could be whatever he wanted to be.
Okay.
Coming from the background that he came from and the challenges that he faced, I believe that he can be whatever. But that's a part of me that I had to learn to let die, was fixing people.
Yeah.
Can't fix nobody.
Yeah.
They gotta go fix themselves.
I think we spoke on that before.
Yeah.
We spoke on that before.
Yeah, you fall in love with. Sometimes you fall in love with potential. That happens.
Women. I think that's like I think that's one of the few downfalls for women.
Yeah.
Other than like, I think women's emotions.
gullible.
I think like emotions. I think women genuinely think that they can fix a man.
Because I said you become a product. I said let's become a project.
Yeah. I think women think they can mold a man into be who they are or who they want them to be, right? And you can't. Because
you gotta love you can't change nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
Man or woman.
Why women think they had this job to do that's not theirs?
It's nurturing.
Nurturing isn't.
It is. Because we'll find the boy in you to nurture.
All right. I give you that one. I give you that was good. That was a good job. Because all right, so in a sense, it is the woman's job to nurture. Okay. But to nurture a grown man?
That's why I just
or is it to nurture certain aspects?
You don't think a grown man need nurture to a certain degree?
Nurturing, yes.
Right.
Like, you know, when we feeling away.
Right.
Whether it's like emotionally or like even physically, like when we sick, everyone needs nurturing, like, you know what I mean? But women try to be therapists, counselors. I think they put too much on their plate.
That's just who we are.
I get it, but you're driving yourself crazy.
So?
But then it's like, it also is like society put that on women because they say that us as black men has it very hard. Like women got it hard too. But as a black man, it's really hard in things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, right? And we can all agree with that. And same as a black woman. Black women has been through hell and back, right? But I think that men do get a little bit more, just a little bit more of the shit end of the stick. Just based on because we out more. We dealing with a little bit more as black men. But so, and my point is, because of that, so we expect women to like listen to us at night. So you are like a therapist. And then we look for answers. So you are like a counselor. And then we feel sad about it. We might feel some type of way about it. So you are a nurturer. Right? But then you still got to be a girlfriend or a wife. And then you still got to be a mom. You get what I'm saying? So it's like so many titles.
But what you have to understand is we all that without even trying.
No, that's why I always say women are stronger than men.
Like all of them titles that you just ran down is who a woman is on a wake up.
On a regular.
On a breathing. On a regular day, just wake up breathing. That's who she is.
And I think that's where a lot of women sometimes it can be a downfall for them.
I don't think so.
Because if you invest too much into nothing, then you feel like you done did all this therapy and counseling and nurturing for nothing, because you're never going to get through to somebody who already is where they are. And it's not because of you.
Yeah, I agree, because I'm a firm believer that people who don't change, they just find people to tolerate the way that they are.
Yeah, because for the most part, men are where they hang at, who they hang around, and we just said it's a broken home. So to change the cycle, everybody needs to start looking in different places for different people. Everybody fucked up. At the end of the day,
I think that women who lay down with men that don't take care of their children is operating from a place of abandonment, neglect, and she's looking for something. Because what do you? or she just don't care.
Just not caring is crazy.
Like,
So
this
we
not caring is crazy as just being a human being. But it's some individuals out here who just don't give a fuck about shit that doesn't pertain to them. Me personally, I can't be that woman, but it's women out here who just don't give a fuck. If it don't have nothing to do with her, she don't give a fuck. A flying fuck.
So outside of it being kids, is that okay?
Like, what you mean?
Like, not giving a fuck about nothing that don't pertain to them. Outside of kids, like, put kids aside. The guy, he don't take care of his kids.
But he don't also do what?
Like, what if he don't have a relationship with his mom? Is that okay with you?
For me, no.
Well, I'm just saying, but speaking like from a women's standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, all right,
so it's separated. All right, I can't say that. I can't say that for me personally, and I don't think that it should be okay for a woman to not give a fuck about anything outside of pertaining to her, because that plays a big role in the person that you deal with.
What?
Like, who this person is. Like, you only worrying about who they are to you.
Right.
Like, that's not only important to me.
So you saying who they are to the other people who it matters to you.
Yeah, like I said,
right, there we go.
I want to know how you treat the people that you don't need.
Exactly. Because that was my next question was, if, all right, is we holding that to the same standard? A guy who don't take care of his kids or have a relationship with his mother?
No.
Is that equally?
No, I'm not doing that.
No?
I'm not doing that. No.
Why not?
Because at the end of the day, trauma plays a big role in the role that you had with your parents. Like,
trauma could play a role on parenthood too.
It can. Because I feel like it's your obligation to take care of that child. I don't care what the circumstances may be. It's your job to build a relationship, build a bond. Whatever it is that's necessary for the well-being of that child, it's your responsibility. When it comes to the other side, as a child to a parent, if they didn't get that obligation from their parent, how do you expect them to feel? You might have a son who didn't get the motherhood and the nurturing from his mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, if he don't speak to his mom because she didn't provide what was necessary or what was needed of him to be able to flourish, how can you be mad at him because he don't speak to her?
So, devil's advocate again. A person who hasn't been parented properly, how can we get mad at them for not being a proper parent? Because the womb might not have been your... That's trauma, right?
As an adult, the womb might not have been your fault, but the womb care is 100% your responsibility. So if you wasn't parented properly and you decided to step out and have a child, then you didn't just take all the necessary precaution to make sure you didn't make the same mistakes as your child. You know 100% how it feels to be abandoned. You know 100% how it feels to be alone. You know how these feel.
Mm-hmm.
So why implement them or give that to that child?
That was well spoken.
Thank you.
That was well spoken. I like how you put that together. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
You put that together. Yes, no, but it makes sense though, because it's like, yeah, you experienced it firsthand on not having this absence or this lack of, and then for you to have this responsibility of a whole life and to just repeat the cycle, knowing what comes with it, that's insane. That's insane. It's just crazy. Yeah, it's the same thing.
So you not to never have a father, didn't grow up with a father, wanting your dad to be there in your football games, baseball games, track meets, wanting them to be there for your prom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want them to be there for all this, asking questions about sex, asking questions about girls, all this stuff. You turn around and have a child.
So can I ask you a question?
And you leave them abandoned just like that.
Do we ever give grace to the young fathers who went through this abandonment, right, from their parents, and they wasn't there for their kids early on, let's say the first 10 years, but then they start to come around after? Is there any grace because of the level of maturity?
It's like, always,
it's no resource. We already lack resources where we from. Mm-hmm. So having somebody to talk to, or even having like a mentor, or it's like not even a thing no more.
Right.
Like it used to be like a big brother or a mentor.
Yeah, big brother, little sister program. I remember they used to be out.
So like lacking those resources. Like I don't even think they have sex education courses in high school no more like they used to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
they used to sit us all down.
It's nothing that's educating.
Watch another girl from the IRT.
So like you crazy.
You don't even remember what that is. You just laughing. She know what it is, though. She know what it is.
It's blagging.
Because every girl had to watch it. Y'all didn't have to watch that. Y'all had a different movie.
We had, they were showing us other stuff.
She had that baby on the float. So, scared the shit out of me. You hear me?
Yo.
So, oh, I don't want to do that. They knew the right movie to get.
So, what I was saying is they don't do that, right? No more. They don't have it anymore in school. And even with the sex education courses they had, it wasn't just about how to have sex if you're going to have sex, because they didn't want us to do it at that age, but they knew we was doing it.
Contraceptives and how to
but it was also what comes with it.
Yeah.
Parenthood, disease, situation.
Period. That's all used to get me.
Yeah, but it's like it's so much that, like, it's so much that could come from so little. Like, it don't take a long time to feel good in this situation, but it could be a lifetime of problems that come with this shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was the whole thing about that course that I think that was good. That is not in it no more. It don't exist no more in these classes. And again, that's another lack of a resource that our kids, these new kids that's coming up, don't have. So
these new kids coming up don't even have sex.
So now
they just be shooting each other. I'm just joking.
No, it's real rap. These kids.
But what you were saying though, like far as like maturity, like and changing the whole atmosphere and dynamic of the relationship between you, the baby mom, and the child, I do give grace for anyone that's trying to change and move into a positive direction. That's always, you're going to always extend grace to that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're young, maturity does plays a role. Even though when you decide to play adult games, you got to wear adult pants. You know, so I'm a firm believer in that. If you out here doing what adults do, you got to accept the consequences behind them like an adult. But
the grace thing is shaky with me though, even though I brought it up.
Why you don't think that you should give them grace?
I ain't saying I don't, but it's shaky because
if you have a man who have a child when he's 14 years old, that's 14 years old, right? 10 years, he's 24. I'm giving that man grace. He was a baby when he had that baby. He didn't know how to wipe his ass properly. I'm dead serious. Like, you feel me? Now, if he matures and understand I'm a father, regardless, age, job, title, it doesn't matter, and he wants to move forward and being in that child's life, I'm going to give that man grace. Because maturity plays a huge role in the mindset.
But, all right, so what if he 14, the girl 14?
The mom is always going to be a mom.
She got to grow up immediately.
The mom is always going to be a mom.
With the grace.
The mom is always going to be a mom.
Because it's like,
or you necessarily.
My thing is, I'll give grace if all right, you young, mom got to grow up immediately. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Men always get the slack in that area. I don't know why, but they shouldn't. But he do, right? Even me, as a young father, I had to get better because in the beginning, I thought it was just about giving money.
Mm-hmm. It ain't about presents, right? So it's about your presence.
It was never a problem with me giving money because I always had it, right? It took me a while. It took me a few years as a parent to get older and understand that the time you spend with your kids is way more valuable.
Right, that's the same thing. Like
you know what I'm saying?
You'll be passing out checks to your baby mom for your child, and then you'll see your child be like, "Come here, my mom," and she be falling on and don't want you
and then
because
you like,
she don't know you. Like, damn,
money, like,
I bought this whole outfit you got on you.
Exactly.
No, it's not about presents. It's about presents.
Exactly. I feel like I'll give grace in that, and not just because something that I went through and experienced. I'm just saying, like, at least you tried in some way. Even being young, the girl got to grow up in all areas.
It'd be like,
but
certain
you
times.
gotta pick at least one area that you can.
I done witnessed it though. I done witnessed a child, a girl have a child and didn't grow up at all. The mom took care of the child.
Oh no, that's definitely a.
You feel me? Like,
yeah.
so like.
I've seen that plenty of times too.
And most of the times, let's keep it all the way 100. You 14, 15, 16 having a child, what you really can do financially, unless you hustle. And that's starting a wrong dynamic for the foundation already.
Yeah.
The most you can do is watch them and spend time. Most of the finances is coming from your parents.
Yeah.
If
and
you're
spending
not
time ain't
hustling,
something you want to do at 14 because you want to play the game.
You was trying to hit something else.
You want to try to hit something else. you want to go to the back in the day.
The priorities of a child isn't in line. That's why I don't think that people should even have children until after 25, when the brain is fully developed.
That would be dope. Mm-hmm. I think the world would be a better place. I think that because
I think in our generation, like me and your generation, it was a lot of kids raising kids.
In our generation?
Yeah. You know what I mean? My friends had babies.
Yeah. That's true. Okay.
Like, what?
I like our generation,
I
though.
do.
I think we was the last of the,
I do like our generation, but we were fucking too much. At a young age.
I was. I lost my virginity at 13.
At a young age, we was out here wilding.
13
That's why I said
old.
A lot of people had kids in high school.
So, but yeah, at a young age, it's crazy. Our generation did it, but it's a girl that I know that I went to elementary school with, and she had a son, and we was like 13, 14.
I remember.
He's in the
We're
NFL
from the same
now.
hood.
He in the NFL now.
They all talked about it, and I think that she did
amazing.
a beautiful job raising her children.
Hell yeah!
And I think that she's in a beautiful space right now.
Yeah,
and it's great. And it's when you somebody who's genuine and someone who really cares about someone's well-being, it can bring tears to my eyes watching her stories.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
She has her life story. Like she could write a book.
Right, exactly. Like seeing how good she's doing now. You ever had somebody that you don't know that you like? I do know her. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say that we're associates. I would consider that to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm proud of her. Yeah. Like, I don't know her to that level, but it touches my heart. It warms my heart when she posts certain things.
And see, now I know her. And me knowing what she went through, like she still had to come to school with people staring at her. I'm talking about kids and adults. Mm-hmm. She went through all of that. Held it down, graduated. Mm-hmm. Successful business. Like I watched it. Her growth is crazy. That's amazing to me. She did a great job.
So yeah, it all depends on. I think it all depends on the person. But I do think that regardless of the age that that you have a child, if you have a child young, as a parent, if you have if your child have a child young. I think as a parent, it's your job to start to coach them to be a parent.
Okay.
Because they don't have it. They don't have the knowledge, and they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the wisdom. They don't have the maturity. They don't have the brain capacity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wake up.
Yeah.
This is where it's at.
Yeah.
This is how you're gonna have to start operating now.
Yeah.
Even if you I'm not taking care of you no more. I can't take care of you and your child. Mm-hmm. Like, so you're gonna have to figure out hustle side. I feel like now is way better. I ain't gonna never say it's way better to have a child young, but I'm saying you got more options financially to gain money than you had, when people was having babies.
It's
when
way
I was 16.
easier now to like get money. Mm-hmm. Like we didn't have much coming up. Like if it's either you tried to get a job, like a summer job, papers in
the summertime, or hustle. That's all it was. Yeah. And that's why a lot of times it's like, that's what you gotta think about where the broken home's coming from. The mentality of a man being in the street and just providing and not being home.
Because you gotta be outside.
You gotta be outside to make the money.
Yeah, because it's a lot of, now I got a lot of friends that dads was there, but he wasn't there. He was out hustling. Mm-hmm. But my friends had all the newest stuff, clothes. They was lit, but they dad wasn't at none of the functions for real.
Right,
He
yeah,
wasn't,
exactly.
you know what I mean? So it was different. It's so many different scenarios that you can play it out.
My dad was like that to a certain extent.
You gotta provide.
You gotta provide.
I mean, even with
Like he'll pay for the vacation and don't go.
Can't be mad at it.
like,
you know, it's like
I pay for y'all. I can't afford me to.
Even with a guy that got a regular 9 to 5, he work hard.
Mm-hmm.
He probably don't have it. He probably gotta go to work. If he the breadwinner, he can't miss. Like you can miss once in a while, but if you got multiple kids, you just can't be calling out.
Right, and I think a lot of good fathers get torn between that.
Yeah,
between having to be at work a lot
and
you
gotta build that
missing,
PPL up.
Huh?
You gotta build that time up. So when you take off, you can still get paid.
Yeah, PTO.
Yeah, you gotta build that up.
Yeah, because like, and then the shift, like there's certain, fathers work. Like good fathers, they miss their children and like events and stuff like that. Especially if you got a son in sports, and like that plays a role.
That second shift is the family killer.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that.
Yep.
Second shift, which is 2 to 10
or 3 to 11:30.
Family killer.
Yep.
Monday through Friday.
Yep.
Because you're missing, or like you're missing that when the kids come home from school. How was your day?
Mm-hmm.
You got homework? You need help with your homework?
Right.
Oh, let's cook dinner together.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's eat dinner together.
Yep.
Let me wash you up for bed.
Mm-hmm.
You miss all that.
You miss all that.
That's an experience throughout the week.
Only thing you got is taking them to school.
Taking them to school in the morning.
You got to make that a priority.
Got to. And your weekends.
On the
whatever you can do on the weekends.
Stuff like that. Like, so.
But them weekends are short. You got Saturday and Sunday. You got 2 days to try to playground, rest from your work week.
When you take them to Sky Zone, y'all back in the crib, it's over with.
It's over.
You ain't going nowhere doing nothing else.
Then you got Sunday.
Depending on what your religion is.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna act. But that Monday through Friday is like these weeks go by fast, but it'd be so much information within them.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Like that's why I'm big on that, like with the kids. Like I enjoy it. I'm asking you how's school, what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I pick my son up. Like it feel good to be able to do that.
Like to be a father.
And still
like,
provide.
I feel like more conversations. I wish we was able to have someone up here who has an issue with taking care of their children.
Oh no, I'm gonna find somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna find and enough to where I don't want to punch them in their face.
Right. Yeah.
They can sit up here. They got to sit next to you though. They can't sit next to you.
I really would because you got more. You don't have these conversations. You have more conversations with deadbeats than you have with full-time fathers.
So, you want to bring somebody up who is actively not taking care of their kids because you want to hear their excuses.
I need to understand because me and you are on the same page.
Okay,
you are an active father.
Okay,
ever since I've met you, have always been.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same outlook.
Yeah, we can't have an argument.
Yeah, it's not even like a debate that I want to have. I need to pick their brain. I need to understand what is it. Like, why are you not? Why? What is it?
We're gonna say the baby mom bitter.
No, we're not. We're not tolerating that. We're not.
It's gonna be hard to get a man up here to do that because a lot of them don't know how to speak.
I don't care how he speaks. We're gonna translate her. Okay.
You're gonna get up here and say
I don't care.
Say like 1,000 times.
I don't care. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Like, I hate that. They gonna listen.
Like, besides you being a lazy bum, what is it?
We're gonna find somebody.
I just can't wrap my brain around it.
We're gonna find somebody. We're gonna do that. I want to get a woman up here that is dealing with somebody that she claimed that the baby mom.
No, we're gonna have a part 2.
That the baby mom bitter.
We're gonna have a part 2 to this episode.
Because they say that a lot. The girls, they'll stick up for you. Oh, she bitter. That bitch.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's a very weak and immature female.
What if they got valid reasons though?
I mean, if they got valid reasons, then there's that. But I'm still not being on no, oh, that bitch weak and bitter. Like no, she has her reasons. I'm pretty sure she do. It doesn't stem from nowhere. Like you said, men run from closure.
For sure.
That can be the reason.
And we might help them.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not me playing the third party or trying to orchestrate them having, a meeting or a sit down. I'm never gonna look at her and be like, oh no, that bitch is just dead, but that bitch is better. That bitch. No, we need to find a common ground. We gotta find a common ground.
So you sticking with what we said?
What?
You sticking with the woman is worse.
Yeah, I do believe that the woman is worse.
And I'm gonna stick with the man is worse. So that's our little poll. We're gonna put a poll out there.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested to see what I just feel like a man is crazy for not providing. Because that's what we do.
Like, I just feel like it's trifling. Like, it's trifling. And I also, like I said, I feel like the woman is worse, but I also feel like it shouldn't take any type of anything for you to motivate you to take care of your child.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
But to know that this man doesn't take care of his child, you know this?
And you busting it open for me.
To potentially give him a child?
Be the next victim.
It's crazy.
Like, and then going to call him all the names
like,
in the book,
it's like,
just like she did.
Exactly. So that's just like, why are you even associating yourself with a man who doesn't take care of his children? This is going to be the honest of why I feel like this. If you are laying down with a man or potentially pursuing a man, build a relationship or whatever with a man who actively doesn't take care of his children, how do you look at him as a leader or a father or a husband? What are you doing with him? Are you playing around? Y'all just playing house?
I don't even want to play around.
Because at the end of the day, where are we growing this to? And you don't take care of your children. That means you won't take care of mine.
You want to take care of you. Because if he don't give a fuck about his kids, what makes you think he don't give a fuck about you?
Like, that's how I be looking at it. Like, what are we doing here? We're playing around. We're honestly just playing around. If you don't take care of your children, where do I see you in the future with me?
Yeah.
If you already in the present day, don't take care of your children now, where do I see you? We gotta just be playing around. We gotta just be fucking. This can't be going anywhere.
But then why would you even want to fuck him?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't. That would be a turnoff.
Yeah, like, there's women out here that's like that.
But if it's someone who just got to get a nut off because he looks good, whatever, this not going anywhere. Yeah. Why would you potentially do an act with someone that you can have a baby by, and he already shows you that he doesn't take care of children?
That's insanity.
It's crazy to me.
You should be diagnosed with something.
Like, he already actively shows you that he's not doing that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of men show you who they are because they're not gonna tell you. They show it. Though.
That's anyone.
If you pay attention, they're gonna show you exactly who they are over time.
The best advice that I can give someone is to close your ears and open your eyes.
Just watch.
Like, don't listen to anything no one says.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what they show you.
Definitely gonna show you.
They're gonna show you exactly who they are. Now, if you want to see it or not, because I've been a girl who made excuses.
What you mean?
Made excuses for behaviors. Things that was done to me, made excuses. Blamed it on trauma. Blamed it on childhood experiences.
You don't think these things happen because of certain experiences?
What I'm saying is,
you gotta put the blame somewhere.
No, of course. Accountability is open up doors for serenity.
You been on some shit today, son. I ain't gonna lie. Your wordplay was a little nice today. You start putting that shit together.
No, because that's therapy. I had to do therapy.
That shit
coming out of one of my relationships, yeah. I lost it.
Damn, what you say?
For real, accountability opened up doors for serenity. When you learn the role that you're playing in a situation, you'll never play the role again until you admit the role that you play. Like, I could point the finger all day and say you hurt me and you did this and you did that and you did that, but I allowed. That's the role I played.
So once you get over that, that's a one more step to recovery.
Yes, of course. Because you play a role in everything, regardless of how you want to look at it. Only thing you can control is the role you play. You can't control the role that anyone else plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you remove yourself and understand the role that you played in a situation, you can never play that role anymore. If you didn't like the role, even. You know what I'm saying? Self-accountability.
So doing that same role is just stupidity.
Yeah. But it's stupidity. I second guess it because I had played the role twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Then learn to the second time around.
What shame on?
Yeah, learn the second
Twice
time around.
is
You know what I mean? So, but I believe God put you in situations to learn. When you ask for patience, He don't send patience in a bow. He puts you in a situation to be patient. You know what I'm saying? So
you just gotta learn how to read it. Understand?
Yeah, you gotta learn to read, and also understand the role that you play. So you can't play that role anymore. If you don't know the role that you play in the situation, you will wind up falling right back into the role again.
So, you think I should take back what I said about the stupidity if you do it twice? Because some people don't learn just off the first time.
No, they don't. That's why I said, because I don't think, I'm not going to use the word stupidity.
How many times you think you could do it before it is stupid, though?
Right. I'm not going to use the word stupidity, but,
So how many, is it a number that is stupid? Because at a certain, like, if you just keep doing it now, it's just stupidity or just, I think it's
stupidity when you don't put in the work to heal the wound. That's when I believe that's stupidity.
If you don't put the work in to heal the wound?
Yeah, like if you're in a situation and you feel as though that this person keep doing the same thing to you, what you got to understand is, as a human being in the human race, we're the only creatures that can choose our emotion. No one hurts you. You chose to be hurt by their actions. So if you're going to be in a situation and you keep replaying, or you feel as though you keep running into the same person or they keep doing the same thing to you, at some point when you're going to look into yourself and figure out what trauma that you're trying to what's the word I'm trying to use? The void that you're trying to fill. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to allow someone to keep doing something to you if you're not getting some type of fulfillment from it, regardless if you're able to identify the fulfillment or not. You're getting something from it. So you have to look into yourself and figure out, okay, what trauma do I need to fix? Now, if you're a person that keeps blaming and keep pointing the finger and never look into within self and say, damn, I might have some trauma that I need to be fixed. I might have some abandonment issues. I might have some disconnect issues. I need to work on that. And you don't do that, that's stupidity to me. But a person who needs to experience multiple levels of hurt to identify their trauma, I don't think that's stupidity. It just takes time. Everybody has their own process.
Like how you said that.
You've been lacking a lot.
Yeah, you on some shit. You on some shit. I can't put it together.
Yeah, I'm serious. That's just,
But we definitely gonna definitely find a man and a woman that are in similar these type of situations. Mm-hmm. So we can pick their brain.
Right.
I think it's gonna be a real interesting episode.
I think that it should be a part 2 that's connected to this. It don't have to come right out after this one, but eventually down the line it'll be a part 2, to this episode.
I'm with that. I like that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So, I think this wraps up this episode.
Yeah, I think this should wrap it up.
I think we think we hit it head on.
I'll never know if we hit it head on until after we look at it.
After you look at it, see
like sometimes I feel like sometimes in the midst of recording, I'll be thinking we be everywhere. But then when I watch it, I'd be like, oh no,
it be sounding like
we was on topic.
Yeah, we be putting it together like it be coming back. And it sound like it's veering off, and then
then
all right, that's why. So yeah, we good at that. I think it was a good day.
Of course, it's a good day. Besides lifing, and it being super dreary outside, this was a good episode.
Yeah, my knees stopped hurting a little bit. Mm-hmm. Laughter heals pain sometimes.
Yeah, indeed.
So
ain't no sometimes, all the time.
Mm-hmm. So it was much needed. It was much needed.
Until next time, it's your girl Niche.
And it's Smell Love.
And this is
Relation Tips Podcast. Yo, Smell Love, co-host Relation Tips Podcast. Just here to let the viewers know that we are actively and openly looking for sponsorships for each episode that we will have in the upcoming for our season.
If you have a business that you would like to promote, it can be a hair salon, it can be a catering business, it can be a cleaning company, it could be anything. And if it's something that aligns with what we do with relationships, we're open. Hit the email below or hit us in the DM, and we'll do business with you.
Get like that.